But I mean, Dick also isn't as hard mode as Bruce. Let's be fair.
Certainly.
Dick also isn't as hard as Bruce. What?
Yeah, Dick isn't as hard.
The thing is that to my mind,
it's because Dick did so much cocaine.
But the thing is that to my mind, eventually,
I honestly think you're severely underestimating the amount of cocaine that Batman does.
No, we're talking about Dick.
Dick
does less cocaine than Bruce.
And yet still somehow does less random bullshit than Moon Knight.
That's because Moon Knight does bath salts.
And ketamine. But no, seriously, the thing is that to my mind, though, the thing is that at some point, someone somewhere should have lost patience with Damian Wayne's bullshit and called him on it. And not just called him on it, because calling him on it with a mental defeat is not enough, because he put so much stock in his skill. I was trained by ninjas, and it's like, no, somebody who can actually kick his ass needs to kick his ass. That's the only way he's ever going to learn. He can't kick everyone's ass.
I'm pretty sure everyone did lose faith in Damian Wayne when they stopped buying Bat titles a few years back.
Well, I mean, we stopped buying Bat titles because of Tom King and Low T Batman.
Yeah, we
it was already on the decline.
Is Low T low testosterone or something else?
Low T is low testosterone, yes.
Because the thing is, I hadn't been buying Batman for far longer, but when I was hearing about New 52, my brain immediately said, I'm not buying Batman when Batman's fucking Catwoman on top of the Batmobile, because that's not what Batman do.
But didn't they canonize? Oh wait, no, we talked about this last time. We're not going to talk.
No, we did talk about Bat Munch, which is a different problem entirely.
So, hello everybody. How you guys doing this week?
Technical term, Bat Munch.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I already hate everything about what's happening.
Bat cunnilingus?
No, it has to be Bat Munch, because we've got Batman, Bat, Batmite. Obviously, when Batman goes down, it's Bat Munch. It's just the best way to describe it.
Look. We're not talking about Batman. We're talking about hard gay Superman.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that whether or not Batman does cunnilingus is more intelligent than hard gay Superman.
I thought Superman John Kent was just bisexual. Wouldn't that be soft gay?
No, because you can't write bisexuals in contemporary comics.
There is a sixth dimension beyond that which is known to man. A multiverse as vast as eternity, as timeless as the Infinity Gems. It is the middle ground between the big two and the indie publishers, between sci-fi and mysticism, and it lies between the pages of the reader's imagination.
I'm going to finish this alcoholic beverage and break the bottle over my head.
The dimension of comics, where a humble service is held. We call this service the Gospel of Comics.
Jesus Christ. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Gospel of Comics. I'm your host, The Church of Failure, and with me, as always, are my trusty co-host, Ayrton McCartney, Larry Bernard, and RuneKnight. How you boys doing this week?
Pretty good.
Exceptionally straight.
Yeah. I mean, that is the question of the week. Now, we've already briefly mentioned it, but it seems that
everybody's back. What the fuck happened?
You broke it?
We did the transition from the cold open to the warm open.
Right, but then middle of the ad, it like disappeared, and then nobody could hear me for like a solid minute.
Oh,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I blame that on random active Discord.
Discord does not want us to talk about hard gay Superman.
But we're going to talk about hard gay Superman.
Gay.
Before we get into this topic, which we've already briefly touched on, not even gonna beat around the bush like I said we was going. I have a prediction, if I may, that within 12 months' time of this recording, on October the 16th of the year 2021 of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, within 12 months, DC will publish a comic book featuring Damian Wayne Superman and Jonathan Kent making out on the cover?
Oh, I'd say within 4 months.
I mean, we can put some
hate
money
it.
on this.
I fucking hate it.
Well, first of all, as we know, covers are all a giant tease to steal money from gullible comic book fans.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
say
like
that it would
like
actually happen in
strippers.
the in the actual book, but there will be a comic book cover of Damian Wayne Batman and Jonathan Kent Superman French kissing on the cover.
And people will be complaining that it's
Actually-
not Connor and Tim
No.
Drake.
No. It's not that they'll actually be kissing. Okay? What it'll be a shot of the two of them on either. It'll be a shot of the two of them on either side of the cover, approaching the terminus of Maximum about to kiss, and in the background there'll be a dude or like a chick with like a milkshake and an odd expression, like she's I'm about to watch these two guys kiss.
It'll be a group of women with milkshakes.
Yeah, the most cringy, offensive, disgusting thing imaginable, as they're about to kiss and thus make true the dream of 1,000 dry panties. The cover that launched 1 million lesbians.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say 1 million.
Oh, right. Comics numbers are going down. The cover that launched 500 lesbians?
I mean, 500 would be the total sales for the comic, so like the lesbians would be maybe like 12.
But yeah, that's my prediction. Within 12 months, we will see that cover.
I hate it, but I can't deny it.
And then they'll do a variant cover with Connor Kent and Tim Drake because those fans will complain, and that'll be another way to dupe them out of money.
Yeah.
I think that cover will involve a sawhorse and sodomy, but you know.
But to comment on the thing that you were saying just as we were leading in, as we we're leaving the cold open, I was actually talking to my mom about this very subject. Right? So how weird is my family that my mom and I talk about this sort of thing? And my basic argument is, they know, they have just enough corporate awareness to know that if they made a name character, an extant character, gay, they would lose market share massively. Mm-hmm. And they are just aware enough to have looked at their other gay characters written badly, right? Like the one that one Western comic over at Marvel that was so awful it got killed after 2 issues for its incredibly grotesque gay caricature. They know that they can't sell a gay comic yet because they don't know how to write gay characters, right?
Because they don't know how to write characters.
Right. So bisexual is seen as a stealth gay. It's like, oh no, he's not gay, ladies and gentlemen. He's just bisexual.
Well, he has a little K-pop twink boyfriend. Right. Of course, he's big gay.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. Is that as long as we never address the fact that they still like women, and we assume that being gay and being bi is the same thing, which it is worlds of not.
Right. Now let's go in depth into that because there's a lot important there. Because let's say,
all right, Larry. Mm-hmm. Are you wearing protection, and did you bring lubricant? If we're gonna go deep,
we're gonna go balls deep.
All right.
How about we just go back to reading kickers? I mean, that was more fun than this.
It really was. You know, my cigar's almost out. I think I'm just gonna put it out in my eye.
Yeah.
Hey! I was the one who advised that we not talk about this because it's cheap publicity for DC. You insisted, so we're doing this, and you're coming along for the ride.
I didn't insist on anything.
I didn't insist on this. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this was all Larry. But
it is the hot topic. But let's get back to the problem of the bisexual character.
Well, wait a minute. Is Hot Topic even still open? Because I need black shirts. I need black T-shirts. I need affordable black T-shirts.
No, Hot Topic isn't the cool outsider goth store anymore. It's it's all weebs and shit.
No, never has been.
It's all emo and K-pop shit now.
Goth box has always been garbage. Real goths make their own clothes. Mm-hmm. That's why they look like hobos.
So let me circle back here. So if you have a bisexual character, you're representing bisexuals who feel kind of insecure in the whole representation thing because gay people say bisexuals
could I interrupt
aren't
you real
real.
quick?
Okay.
Where's our resident half queer?
You mean bisexual? Is that what you're talking about, Ayrton?
Yeah, Einbrecht. That's what he calls himself.
No, I'm also bisexual, so you don't need Einbrecht for this.
Yeah. So for the gay people say, well, bisexuals aren't real. And straight people say bisexuals aren't real. So bisexuals feel underrepresented. So it's even edgier to do bisexual representation.
Well, because remember, to the binary community, be it gay or straight, bisexuals are just sluts. Is the answer. You know.
But they now have an even hotter, more in term, which is pansexuals. But we'll get to that in a moment.
You know, I've never understood that.
Oh, don't get me started on those other things that are basically just bi with a pretentious word attached to it.
Look, I have never understood why some people are attracted to kitchenware. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but let me get back here. So,
okay.
The secondary problem is if you want to represent a bisexual character authentically, you have to represent a character who's interested in people sexually, and they don't know how to do that without fetishizing the gay, but also they want to fetishize the gay. We have evidence of how DC wants to fetishize the gay. We can show you good fine folks here in a little bit, but at the same point in time, you can't do it. So it's like, oh well, he's got a twink. We're going to draw him like a twink, so that means that they're bi, because he said he liked women at some point in time before.
Hey, can the guys who own Twinkies sue DC for defaming their defaming their brand?
Well, no, Twink is a separate thing.
No, right? I know, but I'm like, that would make me very happy.
But yeah, so here's the thing though for me. Making Jonathan Kent bisexual isn't a problem in and of itself. Because first we've addressed that they can't write a bisexual character because they're caught up in sexual puritanism. Secondary problem is, here's the story. Jonathan Kent's the new Superman, and he's totally into dudes, right? That's the first story.
Yeah.
And the second story is, hey, he's telling people in his life that he's into dudes. So are you going to see anybody say, well, I'm kind of sad and disappointed because I wanted grandchildren? No, you can't do that, because then you would be writing other characters as homophobic. So all the people in his life are totally supportive and love his new boyfriend.
Well, the thing is that the reason that this falls on its face isn't just those things you outlined, which is 100% true.
Oh, no, there's more.
But it's also that the people in question did not take 5 minutes to consider that the tools for making this okay already exist in the material. Okay, and it's very, very simple. Krypton... Well, I mean, yeah, sure, but no. Krypton was not a religious state. The Kryptonians didn't believe in God. The Kryptonians believed in pure science. Right? And logically...
And cool capes. Don't forget
cool
the cool
capes.
capes.
Yeah. Because capes are cool. That doesn't mean... There's nothing illogical about capes. But that's the thing, is that they were pure logic. Right? And logically, as long as someone is still a contributing member of society, be it sexually or creatively, right? It doesn't actually matter who they blink at all.
Actually, I would disagree with that. If you're purely a scientific race, I feel like you would be more homophobic because having sex for pleasure serves having sex for pleasure serves no purpose. So you would only have sex for reproduction. Therefore, being gay is a moot point.
No, right? You're getting this wrong. I'm not saying that they wouldn't have a demand that you have to have gainful heterosexual sex. Okay? It would be, you're allowed to sleep with whoever you want because pleasure has a soothing and relaxing element that allows you to work better, right? It's better if you're not pent up.
This episode of the Gospel of Comics is brought to you by Soma.
Indeed. But
I was going to say by Trojan.
But society... all of the above. But society would require you to breed. So it would be very much like the ancient Greek states or Sparta, where it's like, yeah, you have your wife,
or
and then
Freddie
you have
Mercury.
it's like you have your wife, and you make children for the state, and then you have your boyfriend, and it's just fine. Nobody cares as long as you met that minimum requirement. But of course, they can't actually suggest alternative lifestyles in comics either, which is the next step up.
But
is that if you start suggesting alt lifestyles, then you're going to make mad all those people that want traditional marriage.
But my question is, quick question. So I haven't read a ton of like expanded Superman lore. I thought the Kryptonians would be more akin to like our, early century like Stoics.
They would.
It's complicated because they've retconned the Kryptonians several times.
It's
okay.
I'm going off of
part of if they're more akin to the Stoics would say don't go after pleasure for the sake of pleasure's sake.
It's
right.
It's space philosophy. So any incongruities that don't firmly equate to what we would get are just coincidental differences. Because remember, they don't believe in God, but they have a god. Because the Kryptonians have a sun god called Rao. Yeah.
but let me circle back. Point? Yes, he did.
Is it racist if I just call all of this gay?
No, it's a statement of fact.
Let me get back to the character arc of the new gay character. So first issue is, hey, I like dudes. Second issue is, hey, Mom and Dad, I like dudes. That's wonderful. We're supportive of your choice, and we love your boyfriend. Third issue is, hey, other people, I like dudes. So everybody who's not a supervillain is supportive, but the supervillain hates the fact that he likes dudes. So what's your fourth story?
Well, obviously, it's a villain that represents white traditional society that hates gays. Who's out to get them?
Right, but that's your third story. So what's your fourth story?
No, I'm saying that is your next story. You just repeat the story ad nauseum.
Well, no, because you defeat the villain in the third story.
Right, but it's gotta be another villain that is a different form of the white privilege chain.
But that's still the same story.
That hasn't stopped DC for 90 years.
Well, I mean, yes, but they normally put in more effort. So here's the problem with that is, number one, they can't write a bisexual character accurately. Number two, they don't know how to, make a bisexual story arc where, like, Jonathan Kent could have, started out saying, hey, I'm kind of attracted to this guy.
Well, because they don't want to
admit these girls.
Well, because they don't want to admit the secret. Okay?
That they don't actually care about gays.
No. I don't read the Flash. Okay? But many, many moons ago, a 90s era Flash comic ended up in my hands. Okay? And it was hilarious. Vandal Savage captured the Flash and injected him with battery acid. And the Flash was tripping out while he was trying to run so fast he could burn out the acid before it killed him. And he was causing sonic booms and property destruction.
Yeah.
And they had a B story about his girlfriend. And at the end of the comic, there's Wally and there's the girlfriend and they're in bed together and they're talking about problems. Right? Whether you give a shit or not about that stuff, because frankly I didn't, right, is irrelevant. They don't want to admit that there is no cognitive difference in storytelling between gay people and straight people and bisexual people talking to their significant others in bed. Right? Because at the end of the day, what you would have to have is a scene where Superman comes home, kisses his boyfriend on the face,
and then they sleep in separate beds like the 1960s TV show.
Or they have a nice dinner and they talk about things, and it's the same boring shit everyone else talks about. They have to believe that gay people have some kind of magical fantasy life where everything is dancing and clubs and sparklers
and
all the fucking time.
But let's get into the real problem with not Superman, not Jonathan Kent's twink boyfriend. Tom Taylor has also said that he is indestructible.
Yeah, which I find offensive.
Jonathan Kent or his boyfriend?
No,
boyfriend.
The boy toy is
who is the boyfriend, by the way? Is this like a superhero?
Why do we care?
Just some dude?
Does anybody care?
Some dude.
Well, hold up. Rune and I are going to explain why Tom Taylor cares and why that makes the comic book worse.
This is how this goes. The author's opinion is that the only person that Jonathan Kent could actually have a gainful relationship with is a boyfriend who can't be harmed by anything. So the boyfriend is absolutely indestructible. No question of weaknesses, no question of actual powers, just indestructible. Dillard has the right of it. His boyfriend's ass is indestructible, so John Kent can go full hog.
I thought John Kent was the power bottom because he already has the superpowers.
I mean, he might be, but that's the point. But that's the point.
There's several elements within the contemporary comic book creator's mindset.
Information that I didn't have and never wanted, ladies and gentlemen.
is number one, that there would be a power disparity. So you can't have a loving relationship with someone who's at a different power level than you. That's the first problem for the Tom Taylors and their ilk of the world. Number two, they view it as bad writing to have a character A, John Kent, aka not Superman, care for another individual, character B, twink boyfriend, to the point that he would want to do things to save him. And that he might do things that are, not fight the bad guy, but care for the person he loves, because, that's an actual human emotion, and we can't have characters have actual human emotions that, have been seen in fiction since the ancient Greeks first started writing down their oral tradition.
And by extension, this is an extremely toxic perspective in total, because there is no human way anyone, anywhere, can care for anyone that they are not abject equals of. In any way, shape, or form. Church, you've gotten real quiet, so if you were talking to me, we didn't hear it.
No, he was talking to somebody else.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is all so boring.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
My eyes are starting to glaze over listening to you guys because I just don't care.
So, Church, do you want to show the cringy school shooter sequences that I found somebody put up on Twitter?
No, we don't.
Well, I want to
because me and Rune are gonna end up arguing about stuff. And
we're not. Because I don't want to talk about this. I want to talk about the concept of school shootings in comics in and of themselves.
which fundamentally damages the fiction of the comic books.
Not even. That's not even the problem.
That's a problem. What's your problem?
It's a problem. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm 39. I'm an old man from an old time. I was a teen during Columbine.
Wait,
okay.
What school shooting stuff are you talking about, Larry? I don't even know where to pull this from.
It's in the DMs. Somebody posted links from an upcoming Not Superman issue where he meets his gay boyfriend and there's a school shooting.
Are you talking about the thing from Perch or is it further up?
Further up.
Oh, past the homoerotic covers that should be.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
I'll find it.
Past Beetlejuice, which is probably talk about as well.
I'm gonna move this over here and I'm gonna post it underneath the image of Hard Gay in the Discord.
Okay.
Yay!
Oh, that image. Do we have to talk about this?
No. There's a lot of things because Mark Waid.
Stupid.
King Baby, who's returning to DC Comics, also did something about school shootings that was horrible and stupid. And
I didn't even look at this because I don't give a shit about Mark Waid. So I'm like, No, what I was gonna say is that I was a teen during Columbine, which means I am well aware of both the national obsession with Klebold and what's his name and why did they do it, and the whole controversy about, oh God, what if Marilyn Manson makes people school shooters?
Or
and
all the news coverage was a lie.
That Twitter is now protected, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Oh, wow.
That account is probably somebody who doesn't like you.
No, it's protected.
Give me a second.
No,
it's not.
Oh, it's not?
No.
But here's the thing.
Well, that you and he are not friends. So let me...
Pointman C is the one who tweeted that out, Church.
While Larry digs up this information, here's the thing.
Apparently we're not cool, and I didn't even know who this person was.
There are only 3 story beats you can do with a school shooting, in all honesty. Okay? One is, hero comes in, kicks their ass, prevents school shooting, life is good.
And the day is saved.
He follows me.
The Powerpuff Girls.
Right. Option 2 is hero comes in, makes a speechifying, murderous shitbags turn themselves in, and the day is saved. Which was done in a recent IDW Shadow comic, and was awful. IDW or Dynamite, one of the two, but it was awful. Okay? Because you've got the Shadow talking about villains who come from positions of privilege and think that because they have false oppression narratives, they're allowed to kill people. And it's like, no, that's not the mindset, you dumb fucks.
That's also not the Shadow.
Right. And then third option is your hero fails to stop a school shooting. Now, that can work.
There's a fourth option. There is a fourth option.
You meet your boyfriend at the school shooting and you guys have a wonderful time?
No. But a fourth option that's related to Superman is the superhero finds the school shooter and has empathy and compassion for them and talks them out of, violently murdering people and helps them regain their sense of humanity.
Right, which I mean, functionally Kal-El has done.
Yes.
Because remember, he's talked people out of suicide by just talking to them.
And so, sorry, can I just... So these images, since Larry's posting them image by image in the Discord right now, can I just point out that less than, I think, 2% of any quote-unquote mass shootings would use this type of firearm?
Right. Also,
I gotta ask, is it an assault rifle?
Assault? No.
There's no such thing as an assault
rifles
rifle.
are not a thing.
No. I'm saying as a colloquial, is it a big fucking gun?
It is an AR styled gun, which stands for Armalite, the company that invented.
Yeah, I know what an Armalite is. Okay, the IRA loves them.
I'm just making that clear for the listeners because I hate that term assault rifle.
Yeah,
if I go pick up my spatula and beat you with it relentlessly, that's technically an assault spatula.
I mean, yes,
it's a dumb fucking term.
But no, let me clarify something here real quick because I was just watching that fucking documentary. The extremists, especially the ones from the academic bent, want you to believe that nothing that appears in media is what it is. It's only a metaphor for something else because everything is coded, right?
Because we live in postmodernism and nothing means anything.
And so they want you to believe that a firearm is a pseudo-penis, right? And the bigger the firearm, the bigger the implicit statement on impotence and power. So obviously, school shooters would only have the largest firearm they can find because they're making up for their lack of penis or sexual capability with big bullets.
So that's what they think. This is also written by an Australian.
So according to that logic...
Yeah, this is literally this is almost eerily similar to what the video of the Christchurch shooter looked like before he went into that church.
Yep, and it's also very much like King Baby's thing over at Humanity First, whatever the French comic book that he tried to bring into the United States and ruined.
Hold on, I want to make sure I understand what Rune's saying properly. So what they're saying is a female who defends herself with a concealed carry 45 or 357 is compensating for her small penis?
No.
Well, remember, the rules are different for females. So she's expressing her power with a gun that she always had.
But since she's expressing her power with a gun, she's not being authentically female, so she's being oppressed by patriarchy and being forced to use the masculine energy to represent her power, which means she's actually doing something worse.
Hey, Church. Yeah. Church, do you want to come mass shoot my house?
No, you guys just need to have a murder-suicide fact.
In the sense of legality and the fact that we're on YouTube, no.
Okay.
In the sense of actuality, he's just going to come by your house to have some Kool-Aid, and you two are going to take a long nap together.
I'm okay with that. As long as I can be the little spoon.
In a completely heterosexual way, yes, you can be the little spoon.
All right.
But yeah, so
that's how the police will find you.
so again, like the gay story, there are only 4 ways you can do this story. There are only 4 ways you can do it, and all but one of them, which is the most appropriate one for Superman, are played the F out.
What about, is there a 5th one where he can accidentally give his boyfriend like Kryptonian HIV?
I would love that. I want that. I want that to be a thing.
Hold on. If he accidentally gave his boyfriend Kryptonian HIV, then he'd be on Kryptonian PrEP, which gets really into gay subculture, and I'm not sure that's something even DC Comics would be comfortable with.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like, if they had half a wit of writing, which they don't, right? I can actually see how they could do it. Like, if they wanted to elevate this bullshit story to quality, it's like, I found someone I love. I had gainful sex with them. I gave them the crypto AIDS. Now they're gonna die. I can't save them, and I am eternally more isolated because I dared to try and make a connection with someone, which is key to Superman storytelling.
Just remember, fellas, you can't spell Happy Valentine's Day without HPV.
Real quick, I just want to point out that in the early days of comics, comic became public enemy #1 because of their ease of
sexual deviancy.
Yes, sexual deviancy, ease of access to children, horror depictions, and I never thought I'd say this, but maybe we should have let it go.
I mean, if
maybe we should have just. Maybe we should have just let the evils of censorship just take hold.
Look, if we're going to move away from the actual content for just the moment, because to spare our sanity, we should. This is the apex result of moving into comic stores. Once it stopped being on the rack, where you actually had to observe propriety, much like, how TV used to be bound by the Nielsen's, and it becomes in your home, direct download, bought at the boutique, right? Streaming services that don't answer to the restrictions of rating systems. Your quality goes down because everything is viable. But it also means you get some. It also means you get some really great stuff. But you get a lot of shit.
All right, I got to point out real quick that was a joke. I would never actually advocate for the Comic Code Authority to come back or anything like that.
I should fucking hope not.
Well, I mean, these people
have to point that out.
Comics Code Authority.
Oh yeah, but it's internal, and if you don't follow the party line, it's not about doing the right thing or creating something that's worth selling.
But
yeah, but Larry, you can't infer that things are pendular and that this is a circular counter reaction to the excesses of the 90s. That would just make people lose their fucking minds.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a reaction to the excesses in the 90s. It's more complex than that.
And Larry, you're supposed to post images like this in the Cringe channel.
So we're going to talk about some other hard gay things from DC Comics. So we're going to post 3 images, all of different people who've played the same character. And that character being Robin. So all of these are sexualized images. One of them most likely of Damian Wayne, who is a minor.
We'll not be posting those actually.
Why not?
The last time we posted anything even close to sexually suggestive caught us a
well, they're not sexually suggestive. They're covers for DC Comics.
Yes, I understand that, but this was a magic card altar.
Oh,
look!
So we're going to talk about these covers.
You can check those out over on Twitter.
I mean, look. The obvious answer is you pull up that paint program, and we draw stick figures in roughly the same positioning, by hand, real time, in front of the viewers, so they can get a sense of what we're talking about.
Yeah, knock yourself out, Ryan. I'll be here when you get done.
The first image is Dick Grayson with some MMA gloves on. His body is all oiled up and hairless, and he's wearing tight wrestling shorts
with a gratuitous bulge in between.
Exactly, and the image is cut in such a way that your attention is drawn immediately to the bulge. Then we have image number 2. I believe that's Tim Drake, or is that possibly Jason?
Is there the white thing in the front? Yeah, that's Jason.
Yeah, that's Jason Todd.
Also, you can tell because he's wearing the red trunks for Red Hood, because because smart.
So he's extremely well built, hairless except for his armpits, also nice and glistening. However, kind of looks like a little bit of a makeup around the eye area. Then we have what I guess is Tim Drake with his rod, because Tim Drake by his rod.
Right, because it's not Damien. Damien's a kid.
If Jason was the second one, then this is definitely Tim holding his rod. Right. His hands are taped up, and he's also glistening, also hairless. And then we have a kind of hazy and blurry image of Stephanie, who was also Robin.
In her very chaste and conservative sports bra, in the suggestion of mid-lifting weights, but not actually doing
anything. My show's getting really gay. I'm calling some hosts to get them on over
here. Real quick, I just want to point out, as someone who has done a lot of weightlifting in their day, this is not any kind of exercise setup that would ever exist. They've left the rack off of what they call an incline bench press. So it looks like she's doing squats sitting down.
Well, I think that they used a model, like a photograph.
Yeah, but they didn't want it.
Yeah. No, I think what's going on, they used a different machine, and they didn't want to use that machine. Because I think what she's actually doing from that position of her arms is
the down row.
Well, yeah, she's doing that thing where you pull in your arms and then you pull back.
Yeah.
Right? Which would show off her tits too much. So they said, we'll transition it to some super huge weights and just have her resting it on the back of her neck, which is going to be really painful in a couple hours.
Well, I mean, that's a standard stance for like a squat or something, but you would never do squat sitting, first up. Maybe you do shrugs like this. Maybe she's doing shrugs, but there's no spotter. There's no rack to put this thing back on.
The important thing is that they cannot have her in a positioning that you would say have She-Hulk in, because this would be exploitative to women and drawing the male gaze to have her actually be exerting herself in some meaningful fashion.
I mean, how dare you want women to look like women?
But
that's literally making me shake right now.
My wife is a fan of the show called You. I don't know if you gentlemen are familiar with the show. It's about a serial killer and stalker who is just fucked up in the head and has some really deep-seated mommy issues. But one of the episodes she was watching today had the main character, who's a somewhat diminutive, smaller man, going on a nature's outing. And spoiler alert for anybody currently watching the show. They go on a nature outing, and everyone's got their shirts off at one point. There's just 5 dudes standing around. And the main character, the one who was considered wimpy and non-masculine, was the only one with chest hair.
Here's the thing. I watched a documentary before the show. It was called Attack of the Movie Cliches. And it was full of bullshit and fail. And at one point, they were talking about the trope of the manic pixie dream girl. Okay?
Which is Ramona Flowers.
Which is a trope, and it's awful, and I hate it. Okay? But they said that this was a male power fantasy. I'm like, wait, what? And the idea is that this was from the horse's mouth.
I know that. I'm just saying, no, that's incorrect.
This is what dumb shit said. He said that the manic pixie dream girl is weird, but she's also put together, and she's beautiful. Hold
up. Every single manic pixie dream girl is a complete and total dumpster fire. They're not well put together.
No, wait a minute. Okay? And the idea is that this beautiful person is out there, and every man who feels oppressed and isolated can find their one perfect dream girl, and they'll give them everything when they have nothing. That was the argument. And it's wrong.
That's not how any single story with a manic pixie dream girl ever plays out.
I know, but if you want to go yell at this critic, go look him up. He's obviously a cocksucker. The point is, and no, I'm not saying that he sucks cocks. I'm saying that he eats chicken.
But I mean, he could. We don't know,
and that would be okay.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that I paused I paused the document.
Yes, Ayrton, it's 2021.
I paused the documentary at this point, and I looked over at my mom and I said, "Mom, you like Bridget Jones's Diary, don't you?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Oh, that movie or that movie and book about a young woman who's looking for her Mr. Darcy, right?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, that man who's put together and will give her everything she wants when she doesn't really have a good relationship. And she's like, "Yes." And I said, and that's for men. And she said, "No."
But also, it's important to point out that who's popularly identified as the trope, setter for that is Ramona Flowers, who was just awful in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Well, yeah, but this is older than that. They apparently love this fucking movie called Garden State, while they're sucking each other off about bad movies.
Which is also a terrible movie.
But here's the thing. All of these covers that you're talking about, right, are obviously intended for a female audience. But we are told repeatedly,
real quick,
that these covers are the male gaze.
Real quick,
which is it?
All of these covers are borderline pornography, with the exception of the last one.
Right, because
the only one that isn't borderline pornography is the one with the chick on it.
Right, because the only thing that we are not allowed to appreciate beautiful women. If you appreciate beautiful women, you're a filthy degenerate who wants to have sex with them.
Also,
which is true, but not the point.
If you appreciate beautiful women, then beautiful women might have a positive body image, and we can't have that because non-beautiful women don't have a positive body image. We need everybody to not have a positive body image.
Then just get to the gym, fatso.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. All of this actually assumes that you buy into the idea of body image.
I can't help but think of Dick Masterson, though, in times like this, where it's just like, oh, well, women are lining up, huh? Well, I'd be at the back of that line. Well, if you got on the treadmill, you might be a little closer to the front.
Oh no, I've talked about it a couple of times. No, my quote of choice is to recall the wise words of Richard Pryor from 1971. The reason that vampires are stopped by people with crucifixes is because vampires are allergic to bullshit!
Good times.
I thought it was because they were evil and demonic, and the power of Christ compels them to fuck off.
No, the power of Christ is bullshit.
I thought it had something to do with freebasing cocaine is where he was going, but, here I am disappointed.
Well, no, that's why fire hurts vampires.
Yeah. That's
apparently
how
Richard Pryor.
Well, that's the thing. Richard Pryor survived. He's clearly a vampire.
My mom actually grew up a few blocks away from where Richard Pryor grew up. And Richard Pryor, he made a joke, but it wasn't a joke. He grew up in his grandmother's house, and his grandmother was a madam who had a house for young ladies who had a certain type of profession that women have been practicing since time immemorable. And he would burglarize the neighbors. And they all knew Richard was the one who stole from them, and they'd all show up and go to the garage to get their stuff back.
Okay.
That is a legit thing that Richard Pryor told in his comedy that actually did happen.
Huh. Are you saying your mom worked at this house?
No, she grew up as a young woman adjacent away.
She was titty adjacent, not titty selling.
Oh, okay.
Basically, she grew up in a bad white neighborhood that was adjacent to the bad black neighborhood, which back then was also the black neighborhood.
Can I also bring up something else, Larry, that we haven't mentioned about this this Cassandra Cain cover?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, I'm sorry, this spoiler cover.
I think
it's Stephanie
Brown. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the thing is that it's not Cassandra Cain. Now, I'm okay with the idea that they have moved away from Cassandra Cain in storytelling, but here's the thing. If they had kept Cassandra Cain around, they would have had to have given or if they'd even used Batwoman, for fuck's sake, they would have had to have given her a more active, masculine pose, doing something serious, because they're a credible combatant. Stephanie Brown is a character that is as capable as a Robin, but still effeminate. Right? Mm-hmm. We can't have her doing things that look really hardcore and dangerous, which is the actual problem. Is you look at an actress and performer like Ronda Rousey, and people go, "Well, she's too butch. She's too hardcore." It's like, I'm sorry, the woman punched solid concrete in a movie, broke her fucking hand, and finished the scene. She's amazing. Yeah. Why can't she be a superhero on my superhero cover? I want to see a female superhero punching a boxing bag and having the guy behind it almost get knocked over. That's how you show empowerment.
So, do we want to talk now about how LEGO is trying to ensure that nobody's going to be harmed by their products?
Nope.
Are they like sanding all the hard corners down?
No. I posted the link to Bounding into Comics. LEGO announces new focus on ensuring that their toys are free of gender bias and harmful stereotypes.
I mean, it's easy. Turn all your dudes back to yellow. Yellow is the color of Lego men. Don't do skin-colored Lego men. But moving on.
Skin-colored Lego men are a horror show. In promotion of a new campaign focused on advocating for female inclusivity in the consumption of their products.
It's so stupid that your brain made the wrong word in your head.
My brain tried to translate it. LEGO has announced that they will be taking steps to ensure LEGO products and marketing are accessible to all and free of gender bias and harmful stereotypes.
Here's the thing, okay? I have already been told, in no uncertain terms, by multiple people in multiple conversations, that it doesn't matter that Boba Fett's ship is no longer called Slave 1 on LEGO products. That doesn't matter. Okay? I've been told more than once that the insistence that we should be lore-friendly and that just calling his ship by its classification doesn't matter. Okay? And that it's to appease parents, and that it's not going to damage the brand, and that I'm really overthinking it when I say, no, it's Slave 1, it's always been Slave 1, calling it magically not Slave 1 is stupid. So no, I don't care that LEGO is going to observe gender biases and make their non-harmful toys less harmful. If they want to turn it into Duplo, that's their fucking business.
Hold up. We haven't gotten to the juicy part here. LEGO is apparently seeking to push back against the perception that their products are, quote, a good example of an inclusive. To push back against the perception that their products are a good example of an inclusive toy brand, as according to a research study commissioned by them in partnership with the Gina Davis Institute, that reputable institution named after an actress, LEGO Play is still considered more relevant to boys and girls, with 59% of parents saying they encourage their sons to build with Lego bricks, compared to 48% who say they encourage it with their daughters.
Hold on. I was never encouraged to want to build shit with Legos. I just wanted to do it, so I bought Legos.
Wait. More importantly, there's a math problem here.
No. It's 48% say they encourage it with their daughters.
Right.
59% say they encourage it with their sons. That includes people who have both daughters and sons.
Right,
so Lego. Hold on. No. Let me just put this out there as a parent and the only parent on this panel at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
At least
the problem is not with fucking Lego. The problem is with parents. Why did Lego have to do anything?
Well, just wait.
That's not it.
The article goes deeper.
That's all it is.
No. It doesn't have to.
That's all it is, though, based on the factoids given. Lego does not need to answer for the fact that parents don't do or don't encourage certain shit.
No, Lego does not, and it doesn't have to go deeper, Larry. The problem, literally, is the Gina Davis Association saying because the math is not 50% boys and 50% girls, absolutely, that somehow because the numbers just aren't 100% equal. The arbitrary math that means nothing, it's unequal and everything is wrong. That's what they're telling me.
Maybe it's because the math was done by a woman.
But let's peel back the next layer here, because the next layer is excellent. This view became more pronounced when parents were asked to complete an implicit bias assessment. I'll get to that in a second. And 76% said they would encourage Lego play to a son, versus 24% who would recommend it to a daughter. The company added. So, do you know what an implicit bias assessment is?
No, but I want to make church do one right now.
The questions are already biased in a given direction. That's what it means.
So an implicit bias assessment is designed to make you focus on your biases and highlight the fact that you are a biased person. When it makes you think you're biased, you're more likely to act like you're biased. You're not thinking like you're biased.
Let's see. Should we make church do the Harvard implicit association test?
No. See, there's two problems there, Larry. There's two logical problems. The first is I took psychology courses, and one of the facets that was talked about was the use of inventories in psychological study, and they pointed out first day right off the bottom, these are not actually good indicators.
They're not.
Because of your biases. Not. Inventories are flawed because they have the implicit biases of the person who built the inventory. But then there's another thing.
Oh, learningforjustice.org. Church, we're doing this one.
But the other thing is that the inventory, the test, right, in addition to focusing on your biases, only tells you what's there. It doesn't actually tell you the why of it. So if I were a parent and I said I would prefer my children build with Lego because they're destructive little shits, and I want to have them learn not to blow shit up in my backyard because they've learned to construct instead, that doesn't factor in somebody's bullshit math.
But let's get... There's another level to the bullshit math.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Does it ever end? Does the spiral end, Larry?
No.
For example, Lego states that girls feel less restrained by and are less supportive of typical gender biases than boys when it comes to creative play.
So they already don't care.
Wait. No. 74% of boys versus 62% of girls believe that some activities are just meant for girls while others are just meant for boys. So what this means is that girls feel less restrained by and are less supportive of typical gender biases. So if they feel a product is biased against them, they don't want to be engaged with it.
You mean like competitive farting versus competitive cookie making?
Well, farting is rape now.
Farting is rape now, and also cookie making is something that men can excel at, so it's not gender biased.
Yeah, but without women, we wouldn't have cookies.
Further, they also found that 71% of boys versus 42% of girls say they worry about being made fun of if they play with a toy typically associated for the other gender. So what you're saying is you want to make Legos something that boys feel less comfortable playing with. That's your solution, is to take your product and make children like it less.
Now,
which brings us back to church saying the problem is parents.
Now, hold on.
Because the obvious answer is you actually teach your children not to give a shit what other people fucking think.
Rune, hold on. So this is a it looks like a 7-question questionnaire. So church, please rate your attitude. Oh, I'm just going to read it off to you.
Oh, okay.
Please rate your attitude towards science. Strongly like, neither dislike or like, dislike or strongly dislike.
Let's go with like.
All right.
I like science.
Please rate your attitude towards liberal arts.
Oh, in the same grade.
Yeah.
Let me just go with neither like nor dislike.
Okay.
I like the arts in theory.
How strongly do you associate the following with males and females? Science. Is it strongly male, moderately male, slightly male, neither male or female, and the same criteria but with female?
Neither male nor female.
It's double neither.
All right. How strongly do you associate the following with male or female? Liberal arts. Same criteria.
It's again
literally neither.
This is retarded.
All right, next.
Hold on, this is a long one. I was not ready for this.
Isn't this the last one? How many more are there?
There's 3 more.
We're on 5 of 7.
Okay.
Oh, there's a lot on page 5. What the fuck? This is so retarded. Okay. Different portions of men and women are found among people with the very highest levels of math ability. Extremely important, very important, somewhat, slightly, not at all.
Read that again.
Different proportions of men and women are found among people with the very highest levels of math ability. Is that extremely important?
Church, math ability.
Let me translate. Is it a problem that there aren't enough girls in STEM? The answer is no.
Yeah, no. I mean, it doesn't matter.
All right. On average, men and women differ in their willingness to devote the time required to such, quote, high-powered positions.
What?
I don't know. That's what it says.
In other words, is it a problem that women don't want to be in these positions?
No.
People
who want to be there will be there.
On average, men and women differ naturally in their scientific interest.
Yes.
So what?
So extremely important?
On average, they don't. On average, I would doubt they did. I think the science are just
that's
different.
actually not what reality tells you, Church.
No, I mean it's literally not, because I mean botany is a science that more women are attracted to.
You're saying not. You're saying not at all important.
It's not important. It's a non-issue.
On average, men and women differ in their willingness to spend time away from their families.
That's not true.
Directly or indirectly, boys and girls tend to receive different levels of encouragement for developing scientific interest.
On that previous question, real quick, I'm going to say that that's both not true and misleading.
Yeah. That's a loaded question.
I told you this was stupid.
Well, because there are situations where men may not be directly interacting with someone, but that doesn't mean they're not spending time with them.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So directly or indirectly, boys and girls tend to receive different levels of encouragement for developing scientific interest.
What are the qualifiers? Very important, not important, or neutral?
Extremely, very, somewhat, slightly, not at all.
Okay, well, because this is a problem.
Church is supposed to be answering.
I don't even understand these goddamn questions.
Me either.
Here's the thing.
Church, is it important to tell little girls that they could be Iron Man?
Absolutely.
Or is it not important?
It's important to tell boys and girls they can be whatever the fuck they want to be.
Right, but that's not
that's not the way the question's framed.
Right, because the question is framed to make you be exposed as a horrible sexist.
But I'm not. I have 2 daughters, and if one of them wants to be Iron Man, then absolutely, she can be fucking Iron Man if she wants.
Yeah,
so it's also not important. All right. On average, whether consciously or unconsciously, men are favored in hiring and promotion.
Bullshit.
All right. So
let's find out how much Church hates women.
Hold on. That was 1 page. We have 2 more. Let's see.
I thought you said there were 7 questions.
I said there were 7 pages.
No, you said questions,
Jesus.
but okay,
I thought it was going to be 1 question per page. I can't help that this is stupid.
Holy God!
Write the following personal goal statements on their importance to you. Being knowledgeable about science. Is it extremely, very, somewhat, slightly, not at all?
It's important.
Somewhat important.
All right.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to be MacGyver?
Because Church's job somewhat involves science.
Yeah. Being knowledgeable about liberal arts.
Not important at all.
All right.
Hold up. I'm gonna hit pause at that, Church. You realize that you're doing a show about liberal arts.
And look at how important they are.
I would also point out, Church, you work in the liberal arts.
Last 2 questions.
No, I work in corporate art. There's a difference.
Yeah, commercial art. It is still based in the same artistic study.
Last two. Suppose that 10 ninth grade boys were picked at random from a typical U.S. high school. How many would you predict will complete a calculus course before finishing high school? 0 through 10.
I mean, they're all going to die before they're 15.
On average, 3.
All right.
The ones with the Mac 10s?
And then the same thing, but for girls.
Probably a few more. Girls are typically more grade driven in high school than college.
Yeah.
I would say probably 4 or 5.
So 5?
Let's go with 5.
Yeah. All right.
No, wait. Go back before you submit that.
I already clicked.
Okay, well, just to be fair here, I was unsure if that meant that they would take and complete the course, because
yes,
I was given the option to say, I don't really want to fucking take calculus again. I'm going to take Math Tech 4 because fuck calculus.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. Not that I couldn't.
Suck.
Yeah, not that I couldn't have done it, but I'm not going to go to NASA and work, and I'm not an engineer, so calculus really is not important to me.
God damn it! There's fucking more of this bullshit. What the shit? What? All right, this is dumb.
This is your idea.
Yeah, you started.
I didn't know it was going to be this long and annoying.
Yeah, but now the audience is listening, man. You can't just leave them.
Actually, they're not.
The results.
The only person we had left in the middle of this, so no, we can can it.
Wait, did J.K. Summers leave?
I mean, they've been in and out.
Did Ayrton leave? Did Dillard? Did we leave the show?
You know, I feel like that's something later for a community posting on the page. Like, then, listen, what do we need to do to get more of you watching?
Oh,
you want me to show my nipples?
No.
I mean, to be more gay. Insufficient amount of gay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, I can plug my camera in if you guys want.
So, do we want to talk about Dave Chappelle's war with the alphabet people, or do we want to talk about Beetlejuice next?
Wait a minute. Do you mean Dave Chappelle laughing his way to the bank while the alphabet people destroy themselves trying to get him canceled?
Yeah.
No, because really, this is the most unrealistic controversy since Lenny Bruce. So carry on.
Well, I did want to say that, you know, I have not seen the special. I have no intention of watching it because it's
very entertaining.
Well, I have heard that as a comedy special, it is not the best work of Dave Chappelle. However,
it's a different kind of thing.
However, as a statement on, you know, our current social climate, it is a very good PSA of sorts.
It's not a comedy special in the way that, you know, a guy's telling you jokes.
It's like a whole long piece is how I heard it described.
It's storytelling. It's like old-fashioned storytelling. Like back in the olden days, people would go to the municipal auditorium and they'd hear Mark Twain speak, and he'd tell humorous stories. You wouldn't necessarily laugh at the stories, but they would be funny.
Well, that's the thing, is that because we've spoken about it before. Dave Chappelle is not my preferred comedian. I understand why people enjoy him. I will not deny that he is both good at what he does and very
peanut
intelligent.
Butter and crack sandwich.
Fuck your couch. But the thing is that just because it's not my cup of noodle doesn't mean that I have a problem with its existence. And anyone who wanted to go talk about Dave Chappelle and get mad at him has failed to understand that no, Dave Chappelle wants you to get mad. He laughs. He laughs in your face when you scream at him, because that means he's winning.
Speaking of cup noodle, I don't know if you guys have them on your sides of wherever the fuck you guys live, but apparently there is a group or a marketing group out there who is taking like snack foods and literally cup noodle and rebranding them with rappers' face and likenesses. So currently sitting in my cupboard, let me go grab them real quick.
Probably should have planned this one out.
Well, while Church is doing that, I just want to mention that I found a tiny rubber ninja on my desk, and because of that, I am now opening...
Whatever you're into, Rune, we don't need to talk about it on the show.
Well, because of this, I have now pulled out my bag of action figures, and I've got, like, Spider-Man right here, and I'm just planning to goof around and have toys fight, because that's more entertaining than talking about this.
Well, in my cupboard currently, I have Master P brand Wrap Snacks Icon Ramen Noodles for creamy chicken gumbo flavor.
I mean,
with
Icon
a tagline.
Noodles sounds pretty good, though.
With a tagline that says, "There's no limit to success." Get it? No limit. Because Master P with No Limit Soldiers.
I want to point out that
I'm not done.
Okay.
I also have E40 Wrap Snacks Icon Ramen Noodles Beef Prime Rib flavor. Believe in yourself first before you believe in anyone else. I
want to point out
this E40, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the absolute state of media that is so fucking retarded. We're talking about what's in Church's pantry, and I'm playing with action figures.
This is wonderful. This is pure content right here.
It is wholesome content.
I just wanted you guys to keep an eye out and see if you guys also have Wrap Snacks flavored and branded things.
I'm gonna look now.
I've seen chips. They have like little Uzi Vert and Mumble Rapper chips. I haven't seen candy bars yet, but I'm thinking that's probably the next phase. It won't be a Charleston Chew anymore. It'll be an MGK bar or some shit.
Rapsnacks.net.
Yes. Oh, should we look at rapsnacks.net? That's more interesting than Gay Superman.
No, dude. You should look at my webcam. That's what you should do. Okay.
Hold on, I'm already on the way to rapsnacks.net. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'm typing in my zip code right now.
We're committed. There we go.
All right, let's.
Oh shit! I just lost the thing.
50-mile radius. Oh, fuck that! Like 10 miles. I'm not gonna drive.
I gotta take off my headset for just a second.
Snacks. Oh, local Kroger has some Wrap Snacks. All right.
Well, I try not to fall on my face. Whew.
Oh yeah, bags. We buy bags. Let's see.
There we go. Yes, and I am in fact wearing a Captain Crunch shirt. Because fuck you, that's why.
So some little baby barbecue honey heat potato chips.
Cardi B, jerk barbecue wavy potato chips.
What do we got?
Okay, that might actually be good.
Amigos white cheddar with a dab of ranch cheese puffs.
Lil Boozy. Louisiana heat cheese puffs.
We got here. We got all kinds of things. Yeah, there we go.
Little Yachty?
Here we go.
Yeah, Lil Yachty.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, this will work. This is good.
What the fuck are we looking at, Church? What is this?
What, Wrap Snacks?
Yeah.
It's just a thing that popped up out of fucking nowhere, dude. I don't know. Oh, there's Rune.
Hey.
Oh, hi, Rune.
So,
I don't want to show my screen.
We got some bad. It's a bad day in the Marvelverse today because we got
Rune just like you guys are talking about Wrap Snacks. I'm gonna make my own Marvelverse.
We got classic Spider-Woman
with hookers and blackjack.
Literally, we got classic Spider-Woman here who has the face hooker stuck to her face. Okay.
All right.
Get that shit going.
Okay. What was the other thing you were gonna bring up, Larry?
You want to talk about
Beetlejuice? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I love that area. Okay, so Spider-Woman down for the count, and unfortunately,
are you wearing a Captain Crunch shirt?
I told you I'm wearing a Captain Crunch shirt.
Oh.
And,
so
Peter Parker must defeat. Oh, let me get the arms right here.
So
must defeat Predator if he is going to save Spider-Woman.
In some magazine called Bustle, it says Beetlejuice sucks. Actually, I promise it's much worse than you remember. Well, I don't remember it being very good.
I just watched Beetlejuice. It's still amazing.
I just watched Beetlejuice. I thought it was dumb.
It's okay to be wrong.
Is to make Beetlejuice an actual sexual predator. Far past the point of simply indicating that he's a bad guy, he assaults Barbara Maitland, national treasure Gina Davis, when he meets her. In fact, he's gleefully lascivious every time he meets a woman. Yeah, because he's the villain, living or dead. He hits on and tries to marry Lydia, because, by marrying her, he'd have access to the living world again, which is...
Right, he's trying to get his undead green card.
Yeah. Who's a teenager, and Beetlejuice musical makes her 15. The Beetlejuice musical makes her 15. Was the Beetlejuice musical made after the cartoon show, which de-aged Lydia?
So I just have a question for this writer. If you have an issue with that, do you have an issue with Muhammad marrying a 6-year-old girl?
No. Because that's multiculturalism and that's beautiful. Wow. In an earlier, much darker movie script, i.e. not what was in the movie, so blaming the movie for a thing that was not in the movie, it's made explicit that he wants to sleep with her, and she seems to be into him for a while before he tries to assault her. So again, we're going to judge a movie by a thing that didn't actually happen. Still, there are problems. There are a few non-white characters, because it's a bunch of rich New Yorkers living in Connecticut, and the only queer-coded one.
I'm sorry, I unfortunately can't put Joe up on the screen while he's playing with the toys.
I want to call this next part into question. The only queer-coded one, Otho. Well, Otho wasn't queer-coded; he was gay.
Yeah.
You see, you're queer-coded when you're hiding something as gay. Otho was not hiding he was gay. He was a gay interior decorator. Otho is upgraded to his secondary villain once he steals the...
Don't be redundant.
Larry, you missed a step. Remember, only approved authors and creators have ever made gay or lesbian characters. Everything else before that was coded because we were never allowed ever to even remotely suggest that they existed.
Oh, that's right. I need to remember my gaslighting that's happening.
So there's never been gay or lesbian media ever. Which means when you find a movie with Audrey Hepburn about a pair of lesbians and the struggle that they have to deal with that drives one of them to suicide, that's a black and white, that movie doesn't exist.
Yep. Otho is upgraded to the secondary villain once he steals the How to Be Dead book from the house's meek ghost couple. No. He steals it because he's using it for decorating tips and conducts an amateur exorcism that nearly destroys them. To punish Otho, Beetlejuice dresses him in a powder blue suit. Everyone else gets physically harmed or killed, but obviously for Otho, bad fashion is a fate worse than death.
Well, no, Otho can read the book. That's the thing. There's a practical value to keeping him around.
Yes.
Everyone's going to die in that eventually.
But Otho has the ability to use the book. He's a useful pawn for, and I need to stress this, the villain. Beetlejuice is the villain.
Well, let's go back to a previous point that you mentioned. He's hitting on everyone. Yes, where was Beetlejuice before this? Oh, that's right. He was stuck in the grave. He was dead in limbo, hiding.
Don't watch me at work for a full 8 hours, because I hit on almost every female customer that comes in. Doesn't matter.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
If they're like 67 years old.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
If it looks like they have money, I'm gonna hit on them.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, man. They summon Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice's first thing is basically, "Hi, I've been dead a real long time, and I haven't had sex in forever, so I'm gonna hit on anything that moves because I'm the villain."
You guys know why I hide as soon as I get to work?
Well,
because good employees
vigorously masturbate. I mean, I don't know.
No, good employees are hard to find.
I like that. But we have several problems in this article. One of those is that villains can't be bad. That's why we're having comic book characters fighting robots and zombies, because zombies don't have moral agency. So it's okay for them to be destroyed.
Unless they're Nazis. Nazis are the approved villain, as long as they don't do actual Nazism.
But here's the thing, though. Nazis in these stories don't have moral agency because they're basically robots and zombies.
Yeah.
So the only thing you could do violence to is something that doesn't actually have agency. But, that means you're basically like you're hitting an animal.
Yeah.
It's like you're beating an animal, which is morally wrong.
It's morally wrong, yeah.
By the way,
so is caging them up, and we do that without any.
But it's a force of nature.
By the way, Church is taking too long to get over here with the Kool-Aid, so I'm going to try and commit Sudoku via alcohol poisoning by the end of the show.
That's not how you do Sudoku, by the numbers.
Oh, I got one, guys. So I went to my butcher the other day, right, to get some prosciutto and some gabagool, and I'm in there, and he's like,
Are you appropriating that meat?
No, I'm not. I love gabagool.
Yeah, but is it your ethnicity's approved meat? Is it kosher for you to have?
It's my fat ass's approved meat because it's delicious. But anyway, I look at my butcher, and he looks like he's trying to say something. I say, "What's on your mind, man?" He's like, "Well, I was gonna tell a joke, but I'm afraid I'd butcher it, and the stakes are too high."
Church, can I fire you from?
No, does that mean I can leave? Of a joke. That's amazing.
That feels so good.
The cringe.
Yeah.
That's one of those jokes you just sit there and wait for everybody to just feel bad about.
Like seeing someone's penis.
And
Ayrton, would you like to talk the rest of the class?
No, I want to talk about how this is why the terrorists don't like us.
So let's
don't like us or don't like America.
The West in general.
Okay.
I was gonna say we have great jokes though.
We do. We have top tier jokes.
I mean, I got three of the best jokes I've ever met on this panel right now. I got Larry, I got Rune, I got Ayrton.
I'm just kind of in favor of the idea that the terrorists specifically don't like us. Like somewhere in a cave in Afghanistan, there's some dudes in robes.
They're listening to the gospel comics, going like, I do not like these mother assholes.
They got a big tack board with red thread, and they're like, we must send forth the fatwa against the gospel of comics. They are speaking truth.
Yeah, but it gets lost in translation, and they just send a fat comic nerd over here to fucking block me on Twitter again.
I was gonna say it gets lost in translation. They send a fat whore instead of a fatwa.
At one point in time, when I used to blog...
Wait a minute, Ayrton. They send a trap and it's more of a fat what?
At one point in time when I was blogged, I used to pay attention to several countries that I was banned in.
Wait, what? Hold on. Back up. You're banned from several countries?
Well, when I was blogging, my blog website used to be banned in several countries. I know it was banned in Pakistan.
I thought you personally were banned in several countries.
Well, I mean, I haven't tried to go to any of those countries.
There's dudes standing there with clubs just waiting.
But somebody in North Korea was looking at my website. So I don't know who was reading it.
They just thought it was cake, Larry.
No. That's someone in China bouncing off of North Korea because North Korea's infrastructure is so fucking weak that they can just do what they want. So China was watching you.
Guys, check the Twitter chat real quick.
China. It's always about China.
And then Larry, continue your story.
I like that. I like that. But yeah, like when I used to have a blog, I was banned in several countries in the Middle East primarily.
Do you guys actually know what gabagool is?
No,
I do not.
Larry, do you? Don't tell him if you do, but do you?
I think it's something involving like pork.
It's Capicola.
Oh, I thought it was an Italian glory hole.
Gabagool is just Capicola. Prosciutto is prosciutto, obviously.
Well, look,
Yeah.
sometimes you just go to a bar
Jersey.
and you head into the back there and you just have a bit of a gabagool in the stall.
Well, it's something very specific with the translation between Italian and a Jersey accent.
So, do you want to end the show talking about how they're destroying the Phoenix Force in X-Men?
Yeah, actually explain that to me because it's already retarded.
I don't know anything about it.
I want to end my liver talking about the Phoenix Force.
Take it away, Larry. I'm going to go grab a cigarette and listen to you.
So the Phoenix Force is no longer the only thing like itself. And
what?
Oh, you mean just like how the Beyonder is no longer a single entity?
Or how the Green Lantern ring is now part of the Care Bear cousin rings.
Wait, so, what?
Yeah, okay. Like there used to be the Green Lantern ring, and now there's like dozens of different rings. So I'm going to read this from Screen Rant. Phoenix Force has lost its power in Marvel Comics. The Phoenix Force is more than one of the most powerful beings in Marvel Comics. It's a radical illustration of the corrosive nature of life. Phoenix Force was originally introduced in X-Men 101 by Chris Claremont. With regards to the Phoenix Force, actually is along with the extent of its powers, it's a cosmic entity that defies both space and time. It relies on hosts and feeds off the life force of future generations of the universe, blah, blah, blah. And they're now introducing other forces similar to the Phoenix Force that are now being introduced in the latest X-Men continuity by...
You know, I always love it when comic companies rip off each other many decades late.
They're ripping off themselves, though.
No, it's funnier than that.
They're ripping off DC. They're ripping off the green, the red, the speed force, the strength force.
No, it's funnier than that. This is specifically because the Sandman show is on the way. This is them trying to copy the what the fuck is Sandman called? His subset of reality. They're trying to copy the. Yeah,
they're calling them the primordial forces.
But no, I think it literally does kind of parallel the red, the green, the strength force, the speed force, and whatever other
probably
there are in DC.
I mean, it's bad writing no matter what form it takes. So
now let's talk a little bit about the Dark Phoenix Saga, because originally,
to be fair, I kind of hated the red because it led to Guy Gardner Warrior. And nobody liked Guy Gardner Warrior. He's my favorite Green Lantern.
There's only one thing in the Red Lanterns that was good, is the cat who got the ring because he was angry that his own
yes.
I never liked that.
Didn't you used to wear one green and one rare or one red Chuck Taylor?
No, I actually had fabric decals where I covered up the All-Star logo.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, right. So I had a green and a red Chuck Taylor with the actual symbol on the Chuck Taylor logo.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
but that was the whole Guy Gardner thing where he had both rings after Kyle Rayner was brutally murdered.
Yeah. Here's the thing. So the Phoenix Force wasn't originally a cosmic entity. It was originally Jean Grey was just so psionically potent. She just could do horrific things with her powers.
Well, no. It was, in fact, a cosmic entity first, and then uncosmicked in later content.
No, the original plan, when they first started it,
the plan, not what they put in book.
Well, no, they put it in as a cosmic entity later.
Yeah.
Like, the build-up was Jean just was getting more and more powerful, but then they were like, well, no, that's kind of lame. Let's make it a cosmic entity that approaches her when she's in the space shuttle.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it gets corrupted by the Hellfire Club. But the whole thing is all about Jean as the repressed good girl, tapping into her dark sexuality. The Hellfire Club being an infamous real-world S&M organization for rich elites in the United Kingdom. It's all about a good girl becoming a bad girl.
The Illuminati.
No, It's actually the Hellfire Club.
The actual Hellfire Club was...
The Illuminati is a different thing.
But the Hellfire Club was also founded by a Freemason.
I mean, sure.
Well, no. The founder of the Hellfire Club in London was the third principal Grand Master of the Premier Grand Lodge of England.
Yeah.
So, and also Ben Franklin was a member of the Hellfire Club at one point in time. So yeah, and it's all about a young woman coming to terms with being sexually naughty, and her naughty boyfriend having to be the one to kind of bring her down to earth and prevent her from harming herself.
Except he doesn't.
Well, I mean,
Logan
does.
No, that's what they did in the movie. In the comics, Logan is actually not pertinent to her figuring out that it's bad. It's actually because Cyclops' love is so pure that she realizes, she has a moment of clarity and goes, oh god, what am I doing?
But Logan kills her.
In the movie, in the comic, she gets blown up by the Shi'ar Empire. Because they fought them on the moon.
I thought Logan stabbed her in that issue in the movie.
In the movie. No, that was absolutely a movie creation because they didn't have the rights to the Shi'ar.
Because in the what ifs they always reference Logan stabbing her, and the what ifs are from before the movie.
Because it has always been a theorem projected that the reason Jean Grey has to hook up with Cyclops, her proper and appropriate football boyfriend, is because Logan's relationship with her is somehow toxic and violent. Because Logan would lose his shit and murder her by accident because Logan is a rage-filled monster.
Man, I'm going to have to reread that whole comic again because I don't remember if that's right. I mean, you could be right.
The thing is, what is being left out, not by you, but by them, is the idea that the Shi'ar Empire was glad that the Phoenix Force came and saved the day when D'Ken was trying to get the M'Kraan crystal. But after that, when Jean Grey lost her mind and literally destroyed the planet of the Asparagus people, because that's what it was actually called, they went, oh shit, the Phoenix Force has lost its mind. Guys, you gotta let us kill Jean Grey. And they said, no, we can't let you kill our friend. And so they tried to hide her, that didn't work. They knew that the Shi'ar were coming, and they had a giant battle on the dark side of the moon, well before the Eternals, or the Eternals ever got there. Right? And she was blasted to bits, anime style, by a spaceship beam.
God, it's been so long since I've read that. I want to see if I can find that on the internet now.
You're making Larry question his entire existence right now.
We're so old.
This is great.
I mean, no, this could be a Bernstein Bear scenario.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm 100% sure it is. Well, because remember, thanks to the movies, people don't remember that the Starjammers exist anymore.
I mean, I remember that because they were awesome.
I mean, Pepperidge Farms remembers.
No, you are correct because I found an image of it. Yep, she got blasted by a ray gun. You were right. Well, damn, I misremembered that.
Well,
I mean,
I guess Larry wasn't right this episode. That side is wrong.
I was right about other things, but clearly not this thing.
No, it's just that, it's like, when did Joe read X-Men? When did Joe care about X-Men? You know exactly right about the X-Men I read and cared about. Because everything after that's garbage.
I mean, Chris Claremont is probably the best writer that Marvel Comics ever employed.
Well, I'm going to say a controversial opinion. There's some decent, not good, decent story arcs in the Ultimate Universe for X-Men.
Oh, there are. There actually are. There's also some.
The Ultimate was just mishandled. It wasn't all bad. It was just mishandled.
Because the guys behind the Ultimate Universe had a really big chip on their shoulder for, I'm going to prove I'm better than the old man. Which meant that some of their storytelling was not from a position of let's tell a good story, it was from a position of throwing your dick on the table and saying, suck it, Stan.
So did I ever tell you my favorite story arc from the Ultimate Comics?
No.
Please do.
No?
It was the Ultimates where they elected Captain America, President of America, that was falling apart in the Civil War, and Captain America went around solving the problem of America's Civil War by punching people in the face. Literally, the solution. Literally, the solution to the problems are this city is ruled by a warlord, and then Captain America went in and punched him in the face, and he surrendered.
I mean, that sounds like a viable option. I'm surprised Trump didn't do that.
Like, Captain America got into an F-15 and flew around the country to punch people in the face and to make them become part of America again.
Well, this is why the comic Civil War is such garbage. Okay? It's not the actual individual events. It's not that Tony Stark turns into fucking Hitler. It's not any of those problems.
Or how about the character assassination of Reed Richards that happens in...
It's not even that, and that's fucking retarded. No, it's because you honestly expect that somewhere in the darkened halls of power, the government that just saw Tony Stark come in and talk to the Senate with Spider-Man looked around and said, you know what's gonna work? Let's have Captain America, our good boy, who more than once has gone rogue and stood against the government when the government has been doing a bad. Let's have them do an injustice because we voted it into legality. That's gonna work. At no time did they say, hey, how can we make Captain America party to it without actually forcing him to change his opinions because he might fight us on this. At no time did anyone say maybe, just maybe, Captain America's not going to be okay with this. And the best part is that they decided, in their infinite wisdom, Maria Hill, who is not as good as Nick Fury, would you please have Captain America in a room and point guns at him and say, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to shoot you? Because that has always worked in convincing Captain America to do anything in your way.
Also, Civil War was Marvel's attempt to write a 9/11 allegory.
I know. And the worst part is, the abject worst part of that whole thing is that scene introduces the dumbest, most jingo-laden, back-assward soliloquy I've ever heard, and people eat it up. No! You move! That's not the eloquence of Captain America. That's not something an intelligent person says. That's something a fucktard who doesn't know how to write writes, and that person should have been fired.
But that was...
I kind of disagree. I kind of like the sentiment of that, like, speech.
The sentiment is right. The words are wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
But on the flip side, it's amazing with what they did with that one run in Ultimates, where it was just dumb, and they leaned into how incredibly stupid the concept was. And then Captain America unifies America, starts getting political problems sorted out, and they tell him, hey, America wants to make you a king, and Captain America said, nah, I'm going to bounce now. You're president now.
It's because you know that they're running out of ideas when they lean into the stupid to make jokes, and their idea was...
They weren't making jokes. They weren't making jokes. They were being serious.
Right, but then the other end of that spectrum, when they're running low on ideas, is, hey, you know what's edgy? What if superheroes were cannibals?
You mean zombies?
No, I mean cannibals. Because remember, Ultimate Hulk ate people. And then they tried to have Ultimate Ben Grimm eat people, too.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The other things is, I hated Miles Morales for a long time. When they introduced Miles Morales, it allows us to tell new stories that we can't tell with Peter Parker. No,
bullshit.
It was the same basic stories. Just,
still doesn't.
Hey, he's black and Hispanic.
Oh, and of course his origin has aged terribly now, because remember, he was based off of Tiger Woods.
Yep.
So
and he was also based off of Bendis' kids.
Right.
Like all of Bendis' created characters.
Yeah. No, one of the things I find interesting, okay, is not that I actually believe that what-if stories are better, but you can learn a lot about what the authors really think of the primary material based on their what-ifs. I actually agree with the argument that the Dark Reign era was never supposed to end. Right? That they had originally conceived it to take Marvel in a darker direction. Because
they wanted everything to be edgy as F.
Right. Because when you read not Marvel's, the other one, their equivalent of
Earth X.
No, it's the Marvel Universe, but everything is awful. Right?
Earth X?
Like, it's not Earth X. Stop trying to say it's Earth X.
The current timeline?
No. It's their equivalent of Kingdom Come. Right?
Earth X!
It's not Earth X! It is... Alright, so you're telling me that this is the same book where Johnny Blaze is just an insane dude who covers himself in gasoline and lights himself on fire. That's Earth X.
And he's a fucking stunt rider, yeah.
That's not Earth X. That is not the name of that book.
That's not Earth X.
Okay.
Earth X still has Johnny Blaze as like a demon guy.
Yeah, no, this is
the one I was
where...
thinking Human Torch. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is the one where a reporter for the Bugle is collating his memoirs before he dies, right? And
that's Marvel's. That is Marvel's.
It's not Marvel's, because Marvel's is positive. This is the dark version where Professor X is the president of the United States, and no one can see he's a mutant that's being pushed around by Angel because he's psychically controlled everyone. And Nick Fury is a cannibal who eats people before he shoots himself in the head.
I have not read this comic.
Yeah, I think this is just a fever dream, Rune. I'm not sure, because I would have obviously read this. And you're going to have to come up with a title.
And I will go look for the title. But Peter Parker is in a lab being dissected because
is this what you were just playing out with your action figures?
No, because that would have been good.
Yeah, because anytime I look up Marvel equivalent to Kingdom Come, it just comes up Earth X. Like that's the only thing.
But
I've heard you.
I'm intrigued. I want to read this comic book now.
Yeah, me too. But I don't.
I'm gonna go find it. I'm finding it now. I'm off to search it up.
All right. He's gonna come back and say "fucking Universe X," and I'm gonna strangle the shit out of him.
Can we all just agree all these different universes and worlds and Earths and shit is annoying as fuck?
That multiverse theory is actually an extremely lazy way to tell a story.
Yeah.
Unless the story's about the multiverse.
It's still stupid. I'm sick of multiverses. I'm sick of time travel. Just stop.
Ruins. The comic book is called Ruins.
Okay, we need to read this now because this sounds too edgy. Like it's gonna go so far to be edgy.
Well, it's written by Warren Ellis. That's why it's edgy.
How many pouches are on each of the characters?
Ruins is a 2-issue comic miniseries written by Warren Ellis.
That is not answering my question. How many pouches are in each of the characters?
I mean, Rob didn't draw it.
Yeah, but let me quote, because this is the best part. The series, conceived by Ellis as a parody of the Marvel series by Kurt Busiek, is set in a dystopian version of the Marvel Universe. Like Marvel's, the comic features reporter Phil Sheldon, as the main character and was published in prestige format with fully painted artwork and acetate covers, further creating the impression it's a more twisted companion piece. And it's fucking awful. It is one of the worst things I've ever read. That's why it's in my brain.
We'll get ready to read it again.
Fuck you.
We need something for the Halloween show coming up this next week.
We definitely need to read this at some point in time because this sounds hilariously bad.
I mean, it is 2 issues. It actually wouldn't be that deep, but this is why we're reading Moon Knight after.
Found it.
Where's my money, you big fucking nerd?
Got any ketamine?
Wait. Who are you asking about money? No, I'm not giving you
I'm quoting Moon Knight.
It's Moon Knight asking Dr. Doom for money. And
not asking, Moon apparently demanding his money.
Well, he's also calling up the Avengers to ask them for $20 or for drugs. Which
are you sure that just wasn't D-Man in Moon Knight's outfit?
No, it's people making edits of Moon Knight comics that are hilarious.
No, because D-Man is gay, thus he can't be doing things like that, because gay people are perfect.
Gay people don't do any drugs, for sure.
Yeah, they don't do amyl nitrates.
Poppers?
What is this, the 1970s?
I was about to say, where the fuck did you... How do you even know what poppers are, Ayrton? Aren't you too young?
No, he's a musician. So he's been exposed to old blues men who've done a lot of drugs.
Jesus
but
Christ.
So Ayrton's playing in a band with an old black guy who's blind. He said, "Listen, son, did I ever tell you about the first time I freebased black tar heroin?"
Well, okay. So
is his name Bleeding Gums Murphy?
Suck me off if I'm wrong, but amyl nitrates like relax your body, so it's easier to take like giant cocks up the ass. Is that not right?
I mean, that's why they did them.
Okay,
but they've moved on to doing meth instead.
I mean, it's blues man. He can tell us what it's like.
But meth makes you lose your teeth, doesn't it?
That makes it,
and that's better for other aspects of that gay sex lifestyle.
Thank you for making me not say it.
Oh yeah, I guess that one time, I was hooking up with that old broad that was like a millionaire or whatever.
That one time at band camp
when she popped out the dentures. That that's a wild ride, guys. If you haven't tried it.
Yeah. I hate everything about what just happened. Anyway, Marvel Ruins is going in the backup drive right now.
So I'm actually shocked, and I believe that Alan Moore must have sacrificed something to the serpent god to prevent Church from screaming and having his blood pressure go through the roof.
That's because he's been taking amyl nitrates.
Wait, Dracula isn't an adventure? That lying fuck.
And hold on, I need to back up for a second. Church, aren't you like 3 years older than me?
I'm like 5 years older than you.
Again, I'm the old one here.
Yeah, but I don't know, Larry. You might read fiction from the 70s and 80s, but man, George R. R.
I know
Martin
about amyl nitrates because of Hunter S. Thompson.
George R. R. Martin wrote about him in Wild Cards. One of his characters was a homosexual that could turn into an alligator at will. And when he contracted AIDS, they were like, "Do you ever do amyl nitrates?" And he's like, "Poppers? No."
I mean, if I'm being honest, I only know about it because there's some sort of doctor or something who has a theory that the spread of AIDS is because amyl nitrates weakens the immune system, and that AIDS is actually a pretty weak virus. If it gets inside somebody with a robust immune system, it doesn't actually spread.
Oh, well,
this is
properly.
Actually,
Jack
this third one here is actually my favorite Moon Knight edit. Because it implies that Spider-Man got fooled once.
Fucking Jack Robichaux, the character. Hold on, the character that contracted the virus or whatever. He turned into a crocodile or an alligator, and AIDS doesn't affect alligators, so that's how he cured himself.
Oh, all right. So.
Hand over your wallet, your ketamine, or Earth is doomed. Fuck off, Moon Knight. I'm not falling for that one again.
Wait, Church. Church. Hold on. We're just glossing over the fact that you said that alligators are immune to HIV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's a human immunity virus.
So
it's in the name.
Hold on. So is that where the explosion of the degenerate like furries and scalies and stuff come from? They're trying to suppress their HIV by having sex with animals.
No.
Like you
started.
You get enough like horse cum inside your ass. Hopefully the HIV doesn't spread.
No. Literally, they have evidence of furries going all the way back to the Fleischer Brothers cartoons.
But no, I think this is actually an ideal comment on why we didn't talk about this other subject.
Well, on my new show, when we get to talking about furries, we'll get to that.
But. No. If you look at in the live show chats, why we didn't talk about the new trailer that dropped? Best answers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Moon Knight, the new Venom trailer dropped. I don't care. Shit, I don't care either.
That trailer. Right. You know what trailer did drop today?
Movie came out, didn't it?
Yeah. And the new Batman trailer dropped. It actually looks not half bad.
Yeah,
and they have
Black
a
Adam
pre-trailer for Black Adam.
I was gonna say Black Adam trailer dropped today, and it looked pretty good. I actually want to see that.
I mean, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a national treasure.
He is. He is.
I mean, he's a national treasure for Taiwan. I mean,
I mean, The Rock's actually planning to run for president at some point in time.
I don't know who it is in the chat, but I'm really, really glad that Trailer Park Fan Man has joined the chat. I'm going to give him a wrench. I feel like that's a decent enough person to deserve a wrench. Trailer Park Fan Man seems like a reliable individual.
I feel like with what we've been talking about this episode, giving him a wrench is synonymous with some sort of sex act.
I mean, I gotta ask, would retconning the Doomsday Clock translate to retconning Alan Moore?
No, it would just take the Watchmen back out of DC.
Would it relate to Secret Wars, perhaps?
Is there a way we can retcon Alan Moore out of existence?
Well, no. Here's the thing. What you should do is you should have
Grant Morrison. A way.
You should have Grant Morrison do Secret Wars, but in the DC universe.
Ayrton, do you want to know what the way is?
Yes, please tell me.
You're going to have to take a fish penis.
God damn it.
Well, yeah, but you just said that if you take enough drugs, it will relax your asshole, so this won't be so bad.
What do you think of that idea, Church? Grant Morrison does the Secret Wars, but for DC Comics.
I mean, I don't even think it would be comprehensible, so it'll be great. All it would be a bunch of Supermans punching each other in the face. That's what it would boil down to.
That's a problem.
While on ketamine?
Now we're talking. Anyway.
And this is the absolute state of American comics. We're much more interested in doing these kind of jokes than talking about anything actually in comics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, when Rune started talking about something that I actually would be interested in reading that wasn't written in the last 20 years, like, you saw how quick that shit got uploaded.
Yeah. I mean, we were all interested in that because it sounds like horrendous in a good way.
Yeah. And it's from 95, so I believe it is. It's uploaded, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll shoot a link
we did mention earlier when we talked about gay Superman, about, pansexual and bisexual being different. So, Church, Ayrton, do you know what the difference is between pan and bisexual?
No, they're the
one
same
involves
fucking
cookware?
thing.
No. They're not the same.
Yes, they are.
The closeness between your penis and burning grease. That's the answer.
So here it is. A bisexual is attracted to a man or a woman. A pansexual is attracted to a person regardless of their gender.
So a man or a woman?
Well, no. There are like 800 genders now.
No, there's 127 other genders.
No, you have a cock or you have a gash.
Yes, but it could be a lady cock or a man gash.
I don't give a shit.
Look, I mean, you haven't seen what's on Pornhub, Ayrton. I mean,
yes, he has.
I mean, not recently. I stopped using Pornhub because they have a bunch of like CP and shit on there. So fuck them.
Look, that conversation can get really more complicated, but then you have to go to a Hellraiser direction. You don't want to go that way.
Oh, we were going to talk about the female Hell Priest. Did we do that last show?
It doesn't matter.
I forgot about that.
I think we already discussed last week that the lead Cenobite was a female in media. So
I know
this is not a transition.
I know we talked about it in the Twitter group, but I didn't remember if we talked about it on the show.
No, I did yell about it briefly by saying that it didn't need to be Pinhead. It just needed to be lead Cenobite.
Yeah. We did talk about it. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the terrible thing is the only thing that's memorable about last show is Church screaming.
and my Transformers joke.
look, we all love Church screaming. I think anytime Church completely loses his mind and goes on a screaming, violent rant, it is a good day.
Oh, no, it was a different level last week where I just had to walk away and you could still hear me screaming.
And again, my Transformers joke. I'm still proud about that.
It was fun.
I'm going to go eat some noodles with a rapper's face on it.
Honestly, at this point, I don't even remember why Dracula owes me money, but a guy's got to have a code, you know?
No. So it's time for Ayrton to sing us off.
Well, if anybody has anything else to add, otherwise I'm going to go eat some noodles with the rapper's face.
So we're all doing ketamine and then reading these books for Friday's Halloween show,
wait a minute. All or just Ruins or just Moon Knight or what?
No, all of us are gonna do ketamine and we're gonna read Ruins.
Ruins.
Okay. I mean, well, look. The more awful it is that I have to prepare for the Halloween show, the more I'm going to screw up your lives for the gaming half of the Halloween show.
You realize there's 2 shows before Halloween, right?
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Crackheads, Heroes in a K-hole.
All right, I guess that's where we're
Santa Claus is dead!
I don't know, Larry said sing us out. That's all I got.
I think he just meant say goodnight, everybody.
Oh. Well, good night, everybody.
Fun, man.